fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I am here with KELL BROOK here in Sheffield. It's so nice to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's good to see you. First off, let's talk about your health, your well-being. I mean, how is your eye?
Yeah, the eye's perfect now.
Yeah.
Two metal plates in there, so I'm like Terminator now.
You're gonna get stopped in the what do you call it, like the little machines when you go through the airport?
Yeah. Metal detectors.
Metal detectors, yeah. Wow. So a bit of trauma. Since,
yeah, bit of trauma. But yeah, I'm back in the gym.
Good.
I'm back, with the guys in the gym, having a laugh, getting myself back getting myself back fit, and looking forward to early next year, getting back in the ring.
All right, the big question here is 147 or 154? Do we know yet?
Well, we don't know yet. We
Okay.
don't know. I think my next fight's probably going to be 154 because I've had a lot of time off, just relaxing and wiping myself down and getting back to what I do. It's been hard. It's been hard. The last loss. But like I said, no one can say anything about my art. I've had back-to-back fights with the best in Golovkin and the young up and coming in Errol Spence, back-to-back. So nobody can say anything about me art. I fight. I just want the big fights. And
how did you handle that stress though? Because I know that everyone who is watching, we don't question your heart at all. But for people to sit back and say, "Oh, he quit," when in fact they weren't in your shoes, they didn't know what you were looking at or feeling, and all the things you have to take into consideration, your health.
Yeah.
You want to fight again. You don't want this to be your last fight. So what was going through your mind at that time?
It's
How
hard.
did you deal with
It's
it?
hard. I think the Golovkin one. My surgeon who did the operation said one more big shot and I could have been blind. In the Errol Spence fight, the surgeon was actually there ringside. And every time I was coming back to the corner for the minute break, I could see him, and he knew that the other eye had gone, and I could see him, shaking his head, saying. But every round I kept getting up and carrying on. But near the end, when you get double vision and you can't see shots coming at all, if you've got one eye closed, you can carry on, you can fight. I got cut in the Errol Spence and blood going into my eye, no problem. But when you got double vision and you can't see and as well as everything else, you just.
It's gotta be hard though to have to hear one thing and then you're like, wait a minute, guys, like this is what the reality is.
Because I've got a massive art in front of me in my home city in Sheffield, wanting to get back up and everything else, and knowing that I could go blind, and it's just you're in the moment. It's hard. It's hard to take. So
we obviously I'm happy to see that you're finally back, because at one point people weren't quite sure if you were going to retire or what the deal was going to be. What was the deciding factor? Like, okay, I'm ready to come back.
I think just a lot of time off, and I've got so much to give to the sport, so much to give. I'm only young, 31. I've got many years left to give to the fans, and we're hard taking that last defeat, losing my world title. But I've had a long time to think, and I want to come back. I want to give the fans some more big fights. There's plenty of big fights out there, plenty of big fights.
Well, one fight everybody wants to see but can't figure out why it won't manifest is the one against Amir Khan. Why do you think this one ain't happening?
I don't know. We should call him Amir Khan tonight. He can't fight. He can't take a shot. He can't handle his personal problems. So he's the Khan man at the minute. But I can see the post already. It's going to be carnage. We should call it carnage. But like I said, I'd love me and Amir as lawyers to all sit around the table and not leave that room without shaking each other's hand and sorting this fight out, because he's mentioning that he wants his fight, wants a warm-up fight. I think that's the biggest fight out there. I can't think of any fight as big.
Is that the only fight you would do at 147 at this point?
I'm not saying I could. I'm not saying I would make the fight at 147. Like I said, I'd like to sit in a room and talk it out and get the deal done.
Yeah, there's no title on the line, so why not?
So why not? We're both you know, in the same position. You know, we're both in the same position. You know, we've both had losses. It'd be nice to, you know, like I said, it'd be good to have a talk and sort out maybe a warm-up fight and then fight in the summer next year. But this fight needs to happen.
When I interviewed Amir in Las Vegas, he said, so long as Eddie Hearn promotes you, the fight will never happen. What do you think of that?
I just think that he's just talking. You know, I think he's just talking. I think, you know, once we speak and we'll get everything sorted. I just think that a lot's happening with his personal life, and his mind's all over the place at the minute. I think, you know, once we all sit down and sort it out, I think we can come up with a deal.
Do you think that you would want to send a message to him? I mean, saying like, let's just sit down and talk, let's do this?
Exactly. You know, let's sit down, Amir. Let's talk. Me and you be in the same room, so we know what's being said. Let us lawyers sort it out, and we shake each other's hands and we get the deal done. You know, because there's all this talk. I think if we sit down together and get it sorted, I think, you know, that's only way that this fight will happen.
Because there's a lot of he said this, he said that. Like
exactly.
Amir said something like Eddie Hearn said that I could beat him, and it's just like you know, I mean, just a bunch of. That's
what I've heard as well. So that I'd love for us not to really be talking in the meeting, but just hear everything what's going on and
just,
you know,
hash it out, get it done.
Just get it done.
Yeah.
Like the Pacquiao Mayweather, that happened. You know, just talked out in the room and got the fight done.
They met on the basketball court.
Basketball court.
Maybe you guys can meet at a football game or something. Shake hands and say, let's talk.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk a bit about your life and just, you know, what influenced you to become a boxer. Why boxing?
I think I know what it were Bruce Lee, you know, Kung Fu. I used to watch all them when I was younger. I used to watch all of them and, you know, try and copy them on TV and everything. And I think my dad seen that I had a twinkle in my eye that I had it in me, you know, the power, the speed and everything. And he just took me down to the famous Winkerbank Boxing Gym. And as soon as I walked into the gym, you know, I fell in love. I fell in love with the game. You know, seeing big guys sweating and it's punching the bags and sparring and things like this. You know, I just knew that, you know, this was going to be my life. I just knew as soon as I walked into the gym and, you know, I fell in love.
The moment you laced them gloves.
The moment I laced them gloves.
Were you like a troubled child or were you a good child? Because I know a lot of times boxers find themselves in the gym because their parents are like, oh, they were crazy, and I just had to put them in there.
Yeah, I think I was. You know, I was a naughty kid and could never sit still for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Never sit still. So, you know, we're very hyperactive, and like I said, I went too bad at school, as in naughty, but mischievous and a little bit naughty sometimes. But you know, I think when I come down here and I used to speak to Brendan. You know, old man Brendan used to speak to me, and you know, and I was getting better in my results at school, and I was calming down, and you know, I think boxing just calmed me down a little bit because I used all that energy when I used to come in here and spar.
What if your kids want to box? Would you let them box?
Probably not. Probably not. You know, it's an hard game. It's you know, it's kill or be killed, and I'd probably advise them to do something else. Being
that you've had such severe injuries and you already know what the consequences are with those injuries, when you really look at the grand scheme of boxing, you already know it's a very dangerous sport. Does it worry you that if you continue this too long that you could have long-term effects where you're like,
yeah,
I wish I would have stopped sooner?
I've started to realise that as I'm getting a bit older. You know, it's the only sport you can legally get killed in, and you know, I've seen some of my friends even get, you know, brain damage and stuff like this, and I see it time after time. But you know, we're getting better with the you know, with the medical care in the ring, getting in the ring fast, and they knowing, you know, I think what do you call it, an hour, the golden hour, where you need to, you know, sort them out in that hour, you know. But like I say, you're getting old. I'm getting older, and you start to think more about it when you've got children, you've got a family, and you know, I think it's a sport where you need to listen to your family around you and people around you, and know when the right time is to get out of the
Know
gym.
when to hang up the gloves.
Know when to hang up the gloves, yeah.
Well, we're here in your gym.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about the history of this gym. Have you had the opportunity to train a little bit with Brendan?
Yeah, I've trained with Brendan as a young kid. He's getting on now, getting older. But
I heard he was quite fun. Like he did some, what is it, dancing
routines?
Routines?
There's some dancing routines. I even did a little spar with him when I was younger. But this gym, you know, we've had Prince Naseem,
good friend of yours,
Ryan Rose, yeah. We've had them all in this gym, so
Johnny Nelson,
Johnny Nelson. this is the gym where we've all filtered through.
Yeah.
We've all come through. There's been some drama in this gym.
What's your best memory here? Fun, crazy, whatever. Could be anything.
There's that many. There's that many. We've had that many laughs in this gym. We've had ups. We've had downs. You know, we're a family. This gym and everyone in it's a family. It's been here a long time. You know, Brendan, Dominic, John. You know, the sons train us, manage some fires in this gym. So, you know, it's a family. This gym. We all stick together. We're all behind each other when we fight, and you know, it's love. What I love in this gym.
Tell me about your relationship with Dominic.
Me and Dominic, you know, he's brought me up. You know, he's been in this gym since I came in. You know, and he knows me inside out. He knows how I work, how I tick, and I'm the same with him. You know, so you know, me and Dominic, sorry. He's seen me grow up. He's been there. He's been in the corner from day one. He knows how I work, and it's a good relationship.
Do you regret fighting Triple G? Do you look back in hindsight and say, probably shouldn't have done that?
I don't, because I think if I wouldn't have done it, I would have always thought, what if I got in there? You know, and I know when I do hang my gloves up, I'll be thinking that thing. Should I have took the fight? Shouldn't I have took the fight? If it wasn't for the eye, but this is boxing, and you know that can happen. It was a big fight. I was involved in an unbelievable fight at the O2 in London. You know, the atmosphere unbelievable. You know, when I'm telling the kids, my grandkids, that I went in with Triple G, who had I don't know what his knockout ratio were back then. You know, he's the man at middleweight. I went in there with him, moved up 2 weight divisions. You know, I shot the world. You know, and I nearly really shot the world if I wouldn't have got the injury, you know, because I would come in alive in that fight.
How do you think that he did against Canelo? Do you agree with the draw?
I don't agree with the draw, no.
How did you have that fight?
I had him two rounds up. Without a doubt, he won that fight. Triple G.
Triple G, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way it were a draw, but this is boxing,
Politics. God.
You got it right there.
Do you feel the pressure to have to go for knockouts nowadays because of seeing how many bad decisions are made?
You do.
I mean, it's like every other weekend you get some crazy card.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think fighters now, me especially, you know, you've got to go in there, you know, and you've got to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
You've got to get rid of your opponent under 12 rounds.
Yeah.
You know, because when it goes to the cards, like we've been seeing, crazy judging. Crazy.
Totally unfair.
Totally.
Do you think that Adelaide Bird should be fired?
Yeah.
You know she's back at it. She's back in the game, up in the mix.
It's terrible. It's terrible, but you know, we all go crazy about it, but then we forget about it, and it just happens again. You know, week after week, and something we should really highlight it and get fair judging.
Change something, right?
Change something.
God.
I don't know what we can change, because it's going to always keep happening, but something needs to happen to change something.
What's the quote? What's the definition of insanity?
What's that?
It's when you keep doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
It's like, it's insane that we're not doing much about it. It's just a slap on the wrist, but it changes people's lives. I mean, they work so hard for these opportunities to have them taken because of someone's scorecard. It's ridiculous.
It changes someone's life, because you know what they do after that. They might have got a loss what they shouldn't have, and you know, it's a continuation of what or how their life's going to be. Could go really downhill from that result.
Right.
What's not fair?
So Prince Naseem, I had a chance to interview him a few weeks back. He was ringside at, it was George Groves and Jamie Cox's fight.
Yeah.
And lovely guy. Let's talk about your relationship with him.
Yeah, well, Prince Naseem, I don't think anyone in Britain had the flair like he did.
You know what I just watched yesterday?
Yeah.
What year was it? It was a Halloween entrance he did.
Oh yeah, wearing the colour.
Yeah.
He pushes that.
It was so great.
Unbelievable to watch. He could knock guys out, you know, with any hand, in any round, at any time. He used to come out on a flying carpet. His entrances used to last longer than the fights. Epic. Unbelievable fighter, unbelievable, and a funny guy.
Mm-hmm. What's the best advice he's ever given you? Or something you've learned from him, just observing him?
You know, it's just how hard he works in the gym, and you know how positive he is about, you know, and how confident he is. You've got to have that self-belief and that confidence going into a fight. You can't be thinking, oh, can I win? You've got to go in there knowing 100% no matter what, you're going to go in there and you're going to get the job done. And he's a very, very confident individual. You know, and I took that off from him from an early age. What
do you hope to achieve in the next 2 years?
I just want to show the fans that I've got plenty more left. You know, nobody's really seen the best of me. I want to be involved in the biggest fights. You know, the Khan fight would be massive for the fans. I'd love to give him that because everybody still keeps asking me about when's this fight going to happen everywhere I go. So I'd love to tick that box. I also like to win a world title. You know, maybe at 154. You know, and just be involved in huge fights. That's what I want now. The next chapter of my career is going to be involved in big fights, a massive fight for the fans, and you know, the best of me.
British boxing is at an all-time high right now. I mean, I'm always here because y'all got all the fights, right? We're gonna see a big domestic clash between Chris Eubank Jr. and George Groves with the World Boxing Super Series come January or February. Who wins that?
I'll be honest with you now, I think Chris Eubank is gonna win that fight.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, you know, I've got to give him some respect. We've seen him losing his pen with the Golovkin fight and everything else, and you know, he's said a few things about me, bad things, but you know, I can't say about him lately. He's been looking the part. He's been looking very good, and
impressive knockout
his last fight, and I think that he's come on leaps and bounds. You know, from a good few fights ago, he's getting better and better. You know, he's coming like a fine wine. He's getting better. You know, he's getting a bit older.
Yeah.
So I see him beating George Groves, but I think what a fight that's going to be.
Ooh, I know.
Unbelievable fight. I'm looking forward to it.
I know. What do you make of the World Boxing Super Series?
I think it's great. I love them to the more of them at different weights. You know, getting big name fighters. You know. If they
brought the 147 or 154 division in next season, would you do it? Would you sign up?
I'd be in. I'd be ready to jump in. You know, because there's that many politics in the game now. The top fighters, I'll say one thing about Keith Thurman, he wants to fight the best fighters. But a lot of these fighters, they don't want to fight each other, they just want to cherry pick these fights.
But in this case, it's like bracket style elimination, the best will face the best.
The best will fight the best, so it's something that I'd want to join. Because once we're all in, there's no way getting out. You know, you've signed up to fight the best, so that's what I'm about.
Okay, so say you do. What division would you want to do it?
We don't know yet. This is the thing.
Okay, so let's say you stay. Let's just play a game here.
Yeah.
Let's say you're at 147. Who would you want in it with you?
Keith Thurman, Spence, Garcia, Porter. How many more can we put in?
So there is 4 fights, so there's 8.
Broner. You know, all these fighters, but what we have in America, I love them in. I've already given you a good lineup there. You know, and the rest in the top 5. You know, the top 5 in the division, and you're gonna see some. Look at that right there. There's some good fight. Me Thurman, me Broner, Porter, Spence, all at it again.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right, let's play another game.
Yeah.
154, World Boxing Super Series, you get to pick 8. If you can't come up with 8, at least come up with like 4.
I've got to come up with cello brothers.
Cello brothers,
Yeah. Andreas. You know, Trout. You know, the lineup. What you know, just fought a couple of weekends ago. I'd have them in it.
Okay.
Because it's a new division. I've not really been looking at 154 because I've always been at 147. So.
And now Cotto's retiring.
Cotto's retired. So, you know, but there's some fantastic fights there as well.
Yeah.
You know, so 154 or 147, whatever I jump into, whatever I make, we've got some great fights. What would winning?
Am I getting this right? What would winning the Muhammad Ali Trophy mean for you?
It's been everything. You know, everything. This is
bragging rights too, right?
Yeah, bragging rights. This is my life. Boxing is my life. So to win that trophy, it'd be everything. You know, it'd be another box tick. It'd be the grand finale. It'd be the best thing, the best.
That would be wouldn't that be a fantastic grand finale? You'd be like, yo, I'm out.
It would be in beating them fighters, knowing that you beat all these fighters to get to winning it, and then stood there with a Muhammad Ali trophy.
And a whole lot of money.
A whole lot of money.
It comes with some big cash.
That's what we like as well.
Yeah.
We like that.
Well, Kel, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. It's always great catching up with you. I'm glad to see you're back. And then we'll see a bit of you training today, hopefully.
Yep.
What would you like to say to the fans that have always stood by you and rooted for you?
I'd just like to say to the fans that I'm back. I'm not retiring. I'm only 31. I've got much more years to give you, and I want to give you the best fights I possibly can do.
And let's start with Khan, yeah? Let's get you both in a room.
Mr. Khan, the Khan man. It's going to be carnage when I get my hands on him.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And we'll speak soon. Bye, fight fans.
Hi, fans. It's Michelle Joy Phelps. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking right here.